Tell me, dear listener, why does the promise of love so often collapse under the quiet weight of dissatisfaction? Why do men who offer loyalty, provision, and comfort still find themselves replaced by chaos? Tonight, we will tear away the mask that nature herself wears. For in the world of primates, our ancient cousins, lies the hidden design of desire, one that reveals why the theater of monogamy is not what it seems. The problem we shall solve is simple, yet fatal to illusions. Do women truly seek love, or do they seek advantage disguised as affection? Niccolò Machiavelli once observed that men are driven by two masters, fear and desire, yet he failed to live long enough to witness the cunning of female desire, subtle, strategic, and more political than romantic. In this mirror we call evolution, the female does not chase beauty, but security. She does not crave conquest, but control. And so, from the jungles of Africa to the marble halls of Florence, one truth remains. Love is not the union of hearts, but the negotiation of power. In the wild kingdom, stripped of the perfumes and poetry that cloud our modern world, lies the first mirror of human behavior, the primates. Observe them carefully, and you shall see not beasts, but reflections of our own cunning, our own desires, our own betrayals. Among chimpanzees, the politics of mating is as intricate as any Florentine court. The alpha male, powerful and feared, guards his harem with dominance and violence. Yet while he struts with pride, believing himself secure, a quieter revolution brews beneath him. The females, those gentle, watchful diplomats of the jungle, move unseen. They form alliances, trade favors, and most importantly, choose their moments with exquisite calculation. You see, when the alpha turns his gaze away, she seeks another, a rival male with better genes, greater vigor, or hidden strength, not out of lust alone, but as an investment in the future of her offspring. The body becomes the battlefield, and reproduction the prize. She ensures her child inherits protection and potency, the security of one, the strength of another. This is no act of immorality. It is nature's purest form of intelligence, a female's silent rebellion against the tyranny of the strongest male. Her loyalty is not owned, it is rented by advantage. When safety weakens, when the power shifts, her devotion follows the current like a river obeying gravity. And tell me, does this not sound familiar? Have we not seen the same play performed by humankind, only with finer costumes and prettier lies? The woman who loves the provider but dreams of the conqueror, the wife who praises stability, yet her heart stirs for chaos. Civilization merely replaced the tree branch with a wedding ring, but the instincts beneath remain unchanged. Even the bonobo, that so-called peaceful ape, trades pleasure for favor. Her body is currency, intimacy her diplomacy. She settles disputes not with claws but with contact. Theirs is a matriarchal order, ruled not by brute strength, but by the shrewd economy of desire. Is it so different from the salons of our own society, where charm conquers more than force ever could? The gorilla's harem tells yet another story. The silverback, enormous and absolute, gathers his females not by consent but by power. He protects, he dominates, and in return they stay, until weakness appears. Then, nature's law strikes without pity. The females defect, joining another male who can promise survival, for in their world, affection does not protect, power does. It is within these primal acts that the true nature of female strategy is revealed. It is not driven by deceit, but by design. An evolutionary brilliance masked as tenderness. The human female, though civilized, carries the same ancestral blueprint. She too aligns with strength while seeking the spark of superior genes. She too measures devotion not by words, but by worth. And men, blinded by romance, have long mistaken strategy for sincerity. They call her fickle when she is merely adaptive. They call her cold when she is calculating survival. What they name betrayal is simply the continuation of nature's oldest negotiation, security versus desire. Yet here lies the paradox that haunts both ape and man alike. If loyalty is bound to advantage, can love ever truly be free? Monogamy, the sacred pillar of civilization, the fairy tale whispered into our hearts since childhood. We are told it is the highest virtue of love, the sign of loyalty, purity, and moral grace. But what if this pillar is hollow? What if, beneath the vows and ceremonies, it stands only as a clever illusion, a stage set to hide the true drama playing underneath? Nature, my dear listener, knows nothing of eternal vows. In the animal kingdom, monogamy is rare, a fragile truce, not a rule. Even among those creatures that pair for life, the shadows tell another story. The swan, celebrated as a symbol of fidelity, sneaks away when the night is still. The songbird, who builds its nest beside its mate, will visit another branch when the opportunity whispers. And among humans, masters of disguise, this instinct has not been erased, only refined. You see, monogamy did not arise from nature's hand, but from man's fear. It was created as a fortress, a structure to contain chaos, to ensure lineage, to guard inheritance. A man, uncertain of the child that bears his name, sought control through a moral code. "Thou shalt not stray," he declared, not to elevate love, but to secure bloodlines. Civilization dressed this command in poetry, called it romance, and taught it as virtue. Yet under that moral skin, the primal current continued to flow. Women, bound by these new laws, learned the art of concealment. In a world ruled by men, open desire became danger, and so strategy became survival. She mastered the masquerade, the ability to smile while her heart calculates, to promise fidelity while her instincts remain free. Her charm became her shield, her gentleness her camouflage. It is not deception, it is adaptation. The clever learn to play within the rules they cannot break. Consider this: the modern woman, draped in independence and choice, still plays this ancient game. She may speak of soulmates and eternal love, yet the silent logic beneath her words remains ancestral. She seeks connection, yes, but also advantage, stability from one, excitement from another, emotional protection from one, primal thrill from the next. Monogamy becomes not a bond of devotion, but a contract of convenience, renewed only as long as benefit flows. And the man? He too wears his mask. He declares loyalty, but his gaze wanders toward novelty. He vows permanence, yet hungers for conquest. The entire human courtship, in truth, is a theater of masks, each actor pretending sincerity, each concealing strategy behind sentiment. The words "I love you" become the most eloquent form of negotiation ever invented. Even religion, that great architect of order, sanctified this illusion not to elevate love, but to control it. Marriage became a tool of governance, a system to align property, blood, and politics under the guise of divine blessing. It was Machiavellian long before Machiavelli gave it words. And yet, despite centuries of ritual and restraint, the primal instinct refuses to die. The moment the mask slips, a glance, a secret message, a forbidden memory, it reminds us that the human heart, like the primates, is divided between two masters: security and desire. We may preach monogamy, but our biology whispers betrayal. So ask yourself, if monogamy is a mask we all wear to survive in society, then who are we without it? When the vows fade and instinct speaks louder than words, do we truly love our partner? Or do we merely love the illusion that keeps our world from falling apart? Power wears many faces, and desire, though dressed in the softness of affection, is one of its most ruthless forms. Love, as poets describe it, seems pure and spontaneous, but in truth, it is an election, a quiet campaign of dominance, attraction, and strategy. Every glance, every word, every act of affection conceals an ancient negotiation: who will lead and who will follow. In the wild, this negotiation is visible. The male displays his strength, his status, his ability to provide. The female, discerning and deliberate, observes. She measures his potential not by sentiment, but by symbols of power, territory, confidence, command. To her, Attraction is not just chemistry, it is calculation. The male who commands attention commands survival. And so, nature teaches its first political lesson. Even in love, power decides who is desired and who is dismissed. Among humans, this primal logic is simply refined with elegance. The battlefield becomes social, the weapons psychological. Men court women with achievements, with ambition, with promise. Women respond not to words, but to the aura of dominance, the subtle signals of status that separate the leader from the follower. It is why charm alone does not conquer, and kindness without strength fails to seduce. For desire at its core is not born from goodness, it is born from authority. The woman's allure too is political. Her beauty is her banner, her grace a form of persuasion. She wields influence not through force, but through fascination. Her presence alters the behavior of men, stirs competition, and commands tribute in the form of attention. To underestimate the power of beauty is to misunderstand the oldest strategy in existence. She need not conquer. She makes others desire to serve her cause. In both ape and man, intimacy becomes a trade, not of emotion, but of leverage. The female offers what the male seeks. The male provides what the female demands. Each knows their value, and each seeks to raise it in the invisible marketplace of attraction. The more desired one becomes, the more power they hold. This is why the pursuit of love mirrors the pursuit of status. Both are battles for influence dressed as romance. Think of the social dance of modern relationships, the subtle flex of success, the curated image of confidence, the crafted illusion of scarcity. These are not accidents of culture, they are the fingerprints of evolution. The man who appears abundant in power becomes desirable. The woman who appears selective in desire becomes valuable. It is a chess game of perception, and every move is designed to control the board of emotion. Desire, then, is never neutral. It bends toward hierarchy. One partner often leads, the other follows. One adores, the other is adored. The balance shifts, always in motion, always seeking equilibrium but never finding it. And when this dynamic falters, when one loses value, when power fades, attraction decays like a fallen empire. It is not love that ends, but respect. And without respect, desire cannot survive. Thus, to understand the politics of desire is to uncover why relationships rise and fall with the tides of power. The attraction we feel is not fate, it is selection. The connection we chase is not destiny, it is strategy disguised as destiny. And the tenderness we mistake for equality often hides a quiet struggle for control. So tell me, dear listener, when you say you love someone, do you truly seek connection? Or are you seeking victory in the silent war of who needs whom more? We live in an age that worships comfort but forgets strength. Men have been told to be gentle, to be understanding, to be endlessly patient. They have traded the sword for softness, believing that love rewards virtue. Yet nature, indifferent and unsentimental, has not changed her laws. She does not honor good intentions, only dominance, competence, and value. And in this modern theater of equality, where every player claims to be free, the primal hierarchy still decides who is truly desired. The dilemma of our time is this. Man has forgotten the language that once made him irresistible. He was once the hunter, now he is the comforter. He was once feared, now he seeks approval. He speaks the language of emotion but has forgotten the dialect of power. And while he kneels at the altar of devotion, the very instinct that draws women towards strength quietly fades from his presence. The modern man mistakes compliance for connection. He confuses being needed with being respected. He listens, he sacrifices, he pleases, and still, he is left wondering why affection slips through his fingers. It is because desire does not bow to kindness. It bends to confidence, to danger, to mystery. The same fire that warms can also burn, and it is that flame, not safety, that awakens attraction. Meanwhile, the modern woman stands at a crossroads of her own. She demands independence yet seeks leadership. She rejects control yet craves direction. The duality of her instincts mirrors the very paradox of evolution. She wants the freedom to choose, but also the security of a protector. She desires the thrill of conquest, but within the safety of commitment. And so, even as she proclaims equality, her attraction still orbits the gravity of strength. This creates a silent crisis between the sexes, both yearning for balance, yet both blinded by misunderstanding. The man believes he must become harmless to be loved. The woman finds herself uninspired by the harmless. The result is a relationship without polarity, connection without tension, affection without desire. And when tension dies, attraction follows. Nature, however, is not cruel. She is simply consistent. In every species, the female selects the male who can lead, not the one who follows. She seeks the one who can provide, not merely promise. In the modern world, leadership is no longer about spears and survival, but about direction, purpose, and conviction. The man who drifts loses value, for nothing draws desire like certainty. A missionless man is a scentless flower, unseen, untouched, easily forgotten. Yet how many men today have traded mission for validation? How many have sacrificed the pursuit of greatness for the comfort of being accepted? They have forgotten that love, at its core, is not a reward for submission, but a recognition of power. The woman's respect, and thus her attraction, is not given. It is earned through consistency, ambition, and unshakable will. This, then, is the tragedy of the modern man. He has been tamed by comfort and confused by culture. He has been told that love is unconditional, yet he lives in a world where everything, even affection, is conditional upon value. He believes loyalty is eternal, but fails to see that evolution never promised permanence, only preference. And when the woman who once adored him begins to drift, he asks, "What changed?" Not realizing that nothing changed at all, only his position in the hierarchy of her desire. For nature has no mercy for stagnation. She rewards movement, ambition, and dominance. So in a world where men have forgotten to lead and women have forgotten to follow, tell me, when comfort replaces challenge and equality erases polarity, can desire truly survive? Every age hides its truths behind the curtain of morality, but power, true power, never needs permission to exist. In love, as in politics, there are no permanent allies, only shifting interests. The same law that governs kingdoms governs the human heart, and those who understand this law do not beg for affection. They command it through presence, through purpose, through value. The modern man, taught to chase love like a beggar at a banquet, forgets that attraction cannot be pleaded for. It must be provoked. Affection flows not toward the one who asks for it, but toward the one who seems above needing it. For in every romance there is a hidden throne. One rules, the other follows, and that throne is not granted by luck or beauty, it is claimed through strategy. Machiavelli once wrote that it is better to be feared than loved, if one cannot be both. Yet in matters of the heart, this fear is not terror, it is awe. It is the magnetic pull of respect that keeps desire alive. The one who commands admiration never needs to demand loyalty. It is given freely, even unconsciously. This is the art of controlled distance. To remain desired, one must never become too available, too predictable, too conquered. For what is easily possessed quickly loses its value. The same principle that governs markets governs love. Scarcity breeds demand. Mystery amplifies worth. The lover who reveals too much loses leverage, and the one who holds a piece of himself in reserve becomes irresistible. This is not manipulation, it is mastery. The wise understand that the balance between closeness and distance keeps the fire alive. A man who embodies power does not need to chase. His presence commands attention. He does not explain his worth, he demonstrates it. He invests in his growth, his craft, his mission, and in doing so, he becomes the very embodiment of what desire seeks. For when a man stands for something beyond the pursuit of validation, he becomes ungovernable, and nothing attracts more than independence. The woman, too, senses this instinctively. She may love his touch, but it is his strength that keeps her bound. She may admire his tenderness, but it is his restraint that makes her crave his approval. For deep within, desire feeds on polarity, not equality, but tension between admiration and uncertainty. To be adored completely is to be predictable, and to be predictable is to be powerless. In the language of Machiavelli, affection is a kingdom, and every kingdom demands governance. One must learn to rule not through cruelty, but through competence, not through domination, but through control of perception. A ruler who appears confident but remains kind is adored. A ruler who bends too easily is forgotten. So too in love. The balance of authority and warmth defines who holds the throne. Understand this truth. Attraction is not sustained by kindness alone. It is sustained by the aura of irreplaceability. A man must not ask to be chosen. He must become so valuable that not choosing him feels like loss. This is the true Machiavellian lesson, that power and love are not enemies, but partners in an ancient dance. One commands, the other obeys, and the rhythm between them keeps desire alive. But here lies the question that silences even the cunning. If power sustains love and distance sustains desire, then can one ever truly give themselves completely without losing the very spark that made them desired in the first place? So, dear listener, we return to the mirror, the same mirror in which the primates first revealed the truth we have long refused to see, behind the illusion of romance, beneath the vows of loyalty, and within the whispers of desire, there lies only one law, the pursuit of advantage. Every kiss, every promise, every betrayal is but a move on nature's eternal chessboard. A game where power is the queen and affection merely her disguise. What we call love is not a sanctuary from strategy, but its most delicate form. It is the place where politics dresses in passion and instinct hides behind poetry. The female, in her wisdom, seeks both safety and strength. The male, in his pride, seeks both conquest and control. Together, they build the stage of civilization, pretending to act for love, yet every motion is governed by power's invisible hand. The primate taught us instinct, civilization taught us deception, and the heart, that fragile instrument of desire, learned to play both songs at once. We speak of loyalty, yet move with calculation. We crave connection, yet fear surrender. We are drawn not to those who complete us, but to those who challenge us, those whose strength awakens our own hunger to rise. Perhaps then, love has never been the opposite of power, but its reflection, for to love deeply is to risk losing control, and to control completely is to kill desire. Between those two poles, all human passion burns. The wise do not choose sides, they balance both. They understand that affection without strength invites contempt, and dominance without warmth breeds rebellion. Machiavelli would tell you that the highest form of mastery is not in ruling others, but in ruling oneself. And so, the lesson hidden within this masquerade is not cynicism, it is awareness. When you understand the motives behind the masks, you cease to be deceived by them. You begin to play the game consciously, not as a victim of instinct, but as its master. In the end, nature is neither cruel nor kind, only strategic. Love, like power, rewards those who understand timing, scarcity, and worth. The question then is not whether love is real, but whether you have the strength to see it without illusion. Because the masquerade of monogamy was never meant to deceive you. It was meant to teach you that behind every embrace lies a negotiation, behind every promise a motive, and behind every act of desire, a reflection of yourself staring back through the mirror. So tell me, after seeing all this, after learning what primate blood, evolution, and power truly reveal, will you still seek love blindly, or will you at last learn to rule within it? So, dear listener, we return to the mirror, the same mirror in which the primates first revealed the truth we have long refused to see, behind the illusion of romance, beneath the vows of loyalty, and within the whispers of desire, there lies only one law, the pursuit of advantage. Every kiss, every promise, every betrayal is but a move on nature's eternal chessboard. A game where power is the queen and affection merely her disguise. What we call love is not a sanctuary from strategy, but its most delicate form. It is the place where politics dresses in passion and instinct hides behind poetry. The female, in her wisdom, seeks both safety and strength. The male, in his pride, seeks both conquest and control. Together they build the stage of civilization, pretending to act for love, yet every motion is governed by power's invisible hand. The primate taught us instinct, civilization taught us deception, and the heart, that fragile instrument of desire, learned to play both songs at once. We speak of loyalty, yet move with calculation. We crave connection, yet fear surrender. We are drawn not to those who complete us, but to those who challenge us, those whose strength awakens our own hunger to rise. Perhaps then, love has never been the opposite of power, but its reflection, for to love deeply is to risk losing control, and to control completely is to kill desire. Between those two poles, all human passion burns. The wise do not choose sides, they balance both. They understand that affection without strength invites contempt, and dominance without warmth breeds rebellion. Machiavelli would tell you that the highest form of mastery is not in ruling others, but in ruling oneself. And so, the lesson hidden within this masquerade is not cynicism, it is awareness. When you understand the motives behind the masks, you cease to be deceived by them. You begin to play the game consciously, not as a victim of instinct, but as its master. In the end, nature is neither cruel nor kind, only strategic. Love, like power, rewards those who understand timing, scarcity, and worth. The question, then, is not whether love is real, but whether you have the strength to see it without illusion. Because the masquerade of monogamy was never meant to deceive you, it was meant to teach you. Teach you that behind every embrace lies a negotiation, behind every promise, a motive, and behind every act of desire, a reflection of yourself staring back through the mirror. So tell me, after seeing all this, after learning what primate blood, evolution, and power truly reveal, will you still seek love blindly?